Long time no see, everybody. It's yet another episode of Light Sports Breakdown. Been a while since I last talked to you guys. I apologize for that. A lot of you probably already know, or some of you don't know. A big major event in my family happened, and I just haven't been myself for the past 2 months, so with that in mind, that meant that I wasn't posting videos, so I apologize for that, just processing things in my own time, and still don't feel 100%, but wanted to get back talking about sports because sports bring joy to me, and the past, like I said, 2 months have been pretty rough, so talking to you guys, I believe, will help me, and you guys watching the video definitely will help me, so if you're still around, thank you for staying with me. If you're not, I'm sorry that we couldn't continue this journey together, but with that in mind, obviously you can tell by the back, NFL jerseys, football is back, Thursday Night Football, kicked off the season, Bucks versus Cowboys, Tom Brady and the Bucks beat the Cowboys, 1-0, start the season, and their potential Super Bowl run yet again. A lot of Cowboys fans didn't want the Bucks to win, but and a lot of people already expected that. Well, anyway, NFL season, more COVID-19 rules. Yes, COVID is still a thing, unfortunately. Maybe a thing for a little bit longer, but there's new rules now. The NFL implemented rules for the 2021-2022 season. Going to run through the rules and then tell you what my opinion of them are. So let's get into it. There's a variety of different opinions, so please stick with me. I'm not gonna influence anyone's decision, but just going to share my thoughts. Okay, so vaccinated players only have to get tested once a week. Unvaccinated players have to get tested every single day. So that, the first rule already starts off. You got to get tested every single day if you're not vaccinated. If you're vaccinated, you just got to do it one time and you're good. All right, next rule. Players and staffs that are unvaccinated must wear masks inside and outside when in close proximity with the players. Self-explanatory. You're not vaccinated, then you put the players at risk. So you gotta stay away and also mask up. But also during the game, players on the sidelines that are unvaccinated must wear masks. I think that is a good rule because you're unvaccinated, you just gotta protect yourself and you gotta protect your teammates. So that's a good rule that I think the NFL definitely should implement this year, which they did. So unvaccinated players who tested positive must quarantine for 10 days. Vaccinated players can return after 2 PCR tests taken within 24 hours, and they can't be symptomatic for 48 hours. So that's a big difference right off the bat. You're unvaccinated, you have to quarantine for 10 days. You are vaccinated, you just need 2 tests that are negative, and you can't show, well, if you test positive, you just need 2 PCR tests, and you can't show any symptoms, which is, I think, fair enough, but, a lot of people aren't going to be happy with that. It is what it is. Unvaccinated players can't take taxis or car services. Obviously, you go on taxi, you go on a car service, potential to get COVID, then you spread that to everyone else, because, on the field, you're not wearing a mask, so you can easily do all that. You can't leave the hotel to eat at restaurants. Self-explanatory. You want to go out to eat outside, you got to get vaccinated. That's what the NFL is basically saying. You don't want to get vaccinated, you're going to eat at the hotel room. Not much you can do there. And also you can't meet with anyone outside, like anyone in that particular city that the team is playing in. You can't have like a party and like invite 5 or 6 people into your room because, you got to think of the players and everybody. You want to mess around and go out, then you're going to put your whole team at risk, which is what the NFL is basically saying. This is a new rule that they didn't do last year. The NFL basically rescheduled games if there was a COVID outbreak, and now this is a big one. If a COVID-19 outbreak happens with unvaccinated players, they will have to forfeit the game, and it will count as a loss. Neither team's players will be paid for the game, and games will not be rescheduled compared to last season. So that's a big thing. Outbreak happens. Unvaccinated players get exposed. You can't. The game has to get canceled. You get a loss. Not going to be rescheduled. So that's a big thing that a lot of players are going to have to pick and choose if they want to rather go out for a night, potentially get COVID, or if they ultimately want to win a football game and maybe make a playoff run, maybe potentially go to the Super Bowl, just things like that. So those were the main rules that I saw that the NFL was implementing this year. My thoughts on it is, I'm not endorsing the vaccine or anything, but you know, when we were kids, we got a bunch of vaccines for a bunch of diseases, and everyone's okay with that. But because this vaccine came out so quickly, everyone's so skeptical, and you look at the news and you keep seeing all different areas potentially forcing their people to get the vaccine, which isn't the best. But the media is different. They pick and choose what they want you to see to influence where you want to go. But at the same time, we were in a lockdown for a majority of months, and the government was able to manufacture a vaccine so quick because they had undivided attention on that, because everyone was stuck inside and no one could go anywhere. So my thoughts are, you know, the vaccine doesn't prevent you from getting COVID, but you know, if you get side effects and you have the vaccine, then you're protected. But if you're unvaccinated, then you're running a huge risk. But I respect those that don't want to get vaccinated, but at the same time, it's like, you don't want to get vaccinated, but you also don't want to wear masks. You just can't have both at this point, because COVID's still a thing. If COVID never was a thing, then that would be so easy, but it's not. So my opinion on the players is, you know, it'd be easier if they got vaccinated, but you know, everyone has the right to their own beliefs, so I'm not going to force it upon anybody. But with me, I had my own personal circumstances, so you know, if something happens in the future with a vaccine, that was my choice. I wanted to protect my family. That's all you can really do. You just gotta, it's bigger than just yourself. Like, you're protecting yourself and you're also protecting others. But, you know, you don't want to get it, you do want to get it, that's how it is. But you don't get it, like I said with the last rule, you get a loss automatically if there's an outbreak. And with basketball and baseball, there's been a lot of outbreaks regardless of having the vaccine. So, you know, gotta pick and choose if you want it or not. If you want to compete this year, that is the main option. But those were my thoughts on the NFL COVID-19 rules for the 2021-2022 season. Football is back. I am so excited for it. Go Giants. Hopefully it don't suck too much this year. Or the Jets, you know. One or the other. It's back. It's something to distract us from the daily difficulties of life. And, you know, like many other people, you know, I definitely need this. So, thanks for watching LSB with Light Sports Breakdown. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.